Okay, so I have absolutely no idea why my audio is not working. Um, if people can give me a second, talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to see if I can't figure it out. Uh, yeah, this is very interesting. Okay, give me 1 second. Yeah, I know. The train freak. I know it's working now. I just turned on the microphone on my computer temporarily. I'm gonna try and see if I can't figure out why this other audio is not working. So the plan for today, just so people know, is I'm gonna take a whole bunch of these boxcars and get them running on the layout behind me. And if I can find, let's see. So the, Andy Ambrose turning the microphone on. Yeah, I'm still actually working on trying to solve the real issue. Multi-track mode. And there we go. There we go, there we go. Preferences. Audio. Turn this off. Disabled. Okay. So now it should be much better. I think the audio should be significantly better. Hopefully. We'll find out. I redid the desk, moved my camera around, so this camera is now pointing this way. It was pointing this way. So now you see the wall instead. And behind me, you see we got some trains going. So the car in the back there is the train hopper that Jason put the decals on. And if I can figure out which train that's on, it helps if I turn on the track power. And that should work better. There we go. Okay, so that's going now. Let's say hello to a couple people, and then we'll start adding. Let's see who's here. Participants. Hey, Andy Ambrose, Mr. Bernard C., Cowboy, Valley and Timberline Junction Railroad, Claude. Claude, I haven't had a chance to actually thank you yet. We're going to see the locomotive from Claude, from Shannon, from Jason, from the whole STS crew, Ray and John, and from Crossed Anchors Railroad, Brian and Mike. So we'll see that in a second. Hey, Digger Evans, Indian Valley Head Railroad. Hey, Old Man J94, Kieran. John A. Dawson, welcome. Crazy Joe, Joel. Melvin Fackler, welcome. Andy, Moreland Model Railroad. We got Norm Miller. So Norm Miller texts me after almost every stream that I do and says, you didn't notice me. So Norm, let's all notice Norm. And everyone say hello to Norm. Jazzco, how you doing? Scott Eric Catalano, Steve Childers, and the bottom of the list, but last but not least, Jason the Train Freak. So howdy all, howdy all, howdy ho. Thank you, Wilmer, for saying hello to Norm. How you doing yourself, Wilmer? Indian Head Valley Railroad. Now that I said that, I hope he's actually here. Oh, there he is, commenting at 11:34. Okay, so hopefully people see. Keith at CAMP Railroad says, Heath, hey, did Heath restart the timer? I didn't restart the timer, but the train that's running behind me is one of the cars that I got. And let's see if we can bring the other one around. Keith, never mind bad service. Steve Childers, Norm imitating Cheers. I actually loved. I love Cheers. That was I'm a big fan of Cheers. So you may have just seen it go by. That's the 1943. Just went by. That was a gift from Jason the Train Freak, Shannon Tapia, the rest of the Sidetrack Sunday crew, the Crossed Anchors crew, some of the Back on Track crew. So this is my first time running it, so I'm really excited. You can kind of see it in the back there coming around. I should move this. The 3 box cars that are sitting on the track right now all have horn hook couplers, so I won't be able to run those. But I'm gonna start. Adding some train cars in a second. Hello, Glenn Ginsberg. Anyone else join? I haven't actually checked the CloudBot. I should maybe do that. Make sure the CloudBot's not going to say anything I don't want the CloudBot to say. Let's go in there. I'm not going to bring guests up today. I just want to get these trains running. Spend some time with my new locomotive. So that's kind of the goal for today. So definitely feel free to chat amongst yourselves in the chat. We couldn't find that YouTube account. What is going on? Well, they are running. Yes, they are running. And Andy, yes, I cannot get over some of the details on that 1943, and you could probably see the little messed up walkway in the picture, in the thumbnail picture that Jason pointed out to me. I actually didn't even notice it. He had to point it out to me. So yeah. All right, Scott. Short stream. It's not going to be the longest, but I do. So I pulled not only running but staying on the track to be. Yes. So far so good. We haven't had any derailments. I did have to take the trucks apart on the 1943. It looks like in shipping they had gotten dislodged a little bit, so I actually had to go and reseat them. Oh, Jason wants the lights on. Let's see. All right, so all the lights are on now, Jason. Does that make you feel better? The 1943 does have ESU lock sound, so you can probably hear the sounds now. I don't actually know what functions what yet, so I'm just randomly hitting buttons now. I don't know how to get the chugga 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 on. Now it's kind of making noise. I don't know if that's the noise it's supposed to make or not, but yeah, Jason, F8 seems to be what's making this sound, but I don't really know what that sound is. Hey, Glenn, the DCC system that I'm using is Digikai's. I'm using a Digikai's, what the heck is it? A DR5000. But with that, you can use any remote, really. So I've got a Digitrax remote because the club that I belong to is uses Digitrax. But the command station is what's it called? Digikai's DR5000. Digger, I wish this thing came with a flux capacitor. That would be kind of fun. All right, let's get the train around here, and then let's start adding some cars to it. Digitrax through Digitails. No, it's Digikai's. Oh, F6 startup sequence. G8 is sound mute and unmute. Oh, gotcha. I'm assuming you mean F8, but I just start it. Well, it's already rolling, so does it have to be moving to do the sound startup sequence? So F6 is on, but it's not doing the startup sequence. Rule 1, welcome. Yes, DR5000 is a great unit. I love the DR5000. So according to YouTube, there is nobody watching the stream right now. Yeah, so I thought about getting the Roku multi-mouse. I haven't gotten it yet. My club was Digitrax, so that's why I just went with the Digitrax throttle. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with YouTube right now, but it says nobody's here. Oh, there it goes. Now it says 19 are here. I don't know. Anyway, okay. Let's get putting some freight on here. So should I do it one at a time and do a lap, or should I just like put like 5 on at a time and just keep adding 5, or any thoughts on how I should do this? Wait, we're watching Heath? No way. You are watching me. Do people want music? Background music? Do people not want background music? Do people not care? Stream beats. Okay. And I don't know why the stream beats music doesn't seem to be working either. And I don't know what's up with that. No music. Joel says no music. Great. That makes my life easier. No music. Just listen to the dulcet tones of my voice. All right, Chazco says start with 5 and then add 1 at the time. The Train Freak says no music. Claude says Heath's not here, which I agree. Rule 1 says Digitrax is just fine. Yeah, it's okay. What I love about the DR5000 though is that it doesn't limit me to any one manufacturer's throttle. So that's the big deal for me. I just realized that camera's kind of not a great spot. There we go. So there's one. Gotta go for the Colorado. Okay, so Andy, what is the Colorado Model Railroad Museum record? Because I've only got a loop here. So what does the FRA say about a diesel locomotive idling in a station? Yeah, I don't know if I don't know that we want Andy singing. I don't know that we want anybody singing. Is anyone impressed that I'm putting on N scale cars on the track without my glasses on? Because I'll tell you, it's actually impressing me. Scott Eric Catalano, I've idled in stations. I get that you've probably done it, but what does the FRA say about it? One, two, three, four. Scott, I don't know why you have not gotten a DR5000 yet. You talk about it constantly. You just got to get one already. All right, here we go. I'm sure there's some like horn blows you're supposed to, you know, whatever, and all that kind of stuff. Well, I don't know any of that stuff, so. Most passenger stations have a siding that only the passenger trains go through, unless like instances in Little Rock the other day. Yeah, I'm actually curious about that too. Like Penn Station is a passenger station, but I don't know if any freight trains actually go through any of the tracks or through any of the sidings or anything. So I don't know. And Scott, do you know why would it be different for trucks than for trains? Aren't they? They're both basically putting out exhaust, right? So I don't know. So there comes the 1943 around the backside, passing the GG1. So the GG1 is pulling the STS hopper, and the 1943. I've got 5 cars on right now. There are freight sidings around Union Station in Chicago. Yeah, see, I thought there would be. I gotta imagine there are some around Penn as well. It would make sense. All right, so let's get these 5 going through here. After we get these 5 through, hey, Chris from Heritage Hills Railway. Sorry I didn't make your stream today. I was putting back together my locomotive that had a little bit of a lean to it. So I had to do a little operations on it, take the trucks off. But other than that, it's been running well. I think that GG1 just looks great. Ah, look. Okay, Keith knows. The freight trains go around Penn Station, not... Oh, yeah. Okay, not allowed in the tunnel. That makes sense. Yep. The train freak, he still didn't see where I said he should back the train into the boxcar to... Yeah. I didn't say I was doing operations. I did just say I'm running trains, so, you know. That's my excuse for not backing up to pick up each of the freight cars. Oh, that's interesting. I still don't understand. Some of these box cars are significantly different sizes than others. And I guess they're all N scale, but were boxcars really that different in size? Bernard C., our passenger station just sucks compared to its previous glory. It's on the main line now. Yeah. So I'm going to pop on this car. This is another part of the gift that I got from, along with that 1943 and along with the hopper, I also got the this guy. I'm going to turn this off. Off. There we go. Reefer's ice car with hatches were shorter. Oh, interesting. Huh. Some of them are reefers. Got it. As far as a consist goes, does it matter like boxcars versus reefers versus whatever, like the order they're in, or does it you just kind of line them all up? Andy Ambrose says Heath is putting those. Where'd it go? Geez, Heath is putting those cars on easier in N than I can do in HO. Yeah, I'm doing it all by feel. So, sorry, I heard the dog in the background. I thought something was falling. CAMP. Yeah, isn't that interesting? So freight doesn't really run down the Northeast Corridor. If so, it's usually middle of the night and limited to about 45 miles per hour and have T-stop for all passing passenger trains. Yeah, so I've grown up pretty much exclusively, riding the Northeast Corridor line. So that's basically what I'm used to. So it is kind of, I don't really understand how it all works in this area. I know freight used to come into Manhattan, but I know it doesn't anymore. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. So this is 10 boxcars. You can see the height difference here. I really want to get some new cameras. I don't know how the quality looks for you guys, but I really wish this quality looked better. Um, Maybe it's just the way it's showing up on my screen, but hopefully it's showing up much clearer on YouTube. Crazy Joe 67, he don't have diorama blocking him from adding rolling stock. That is true. I am adding rolling stock in an area without stuff. But that said, I am doing it on a super elevated curve right now. Just because that's the tracks in front of there. That's just what they are, is a super elevated curve. So the sounds are definitely kind of neat. I don't tend to turn the sound on. I kind of like the click, click, clack. So let's keep this going a little bit more and we'll put some more cars on. So I'm more worried about string lining than I am about the ability for the locomotive to pull the cars. With the super elevated corners and the 80-foot passenger cars, I feel like string lining happens a lot sooner. So, we'll see. Yeah, Michael, when I started doing YouTube, I didn't buy new cameras. I just bought audio stuff, and I'm using cameras that are much older. Also, the camera that is on the layout is it's connected via something called Siphon. It basically takes the pixels and moves them over one by one. So it's not the best. I'm trying to do some experiments to fix that, but unfortunately, right now it's what I have. If anyone wants to donate some money so that I could get a couple of GoPro Hero 9s, feel free to donate, and I will buy new cameras. Yeah, rule one, I hate ballasting the Kato track because it doesn't soak up any of the glue, so it all just kind of sits on top. And then when you have the super elevated curves too, you're dealing with the angle, and it just um yeah. And rule one, you can't really see it here, but the I do have everything set up for block detection, and at some point I am going to go through and get all the block detection working. Hello, respect is earned, not given. Respect, can you hear the trains? I can turn off the noise suppression. The noise suppression might actually be cutting out the trains. Let me do that. Filters. Noise suppression. There we go. Now you should be able to hear the trains in the background. Yeah, you can definitely see it though. Michael's saying super elevation should be almost nothing in N scale, which is true. But yeah. So CIMP, that's interesting that you say that because I've actually had a lot more luck running freight on this layout than I have my passenger cars. Um, yeah. I have no idea how many cars are on here now. Is anyone keeping count? So, oh, it's on. So this is one less car than I had with the Broadway Limited SD70 Ace. The only car not on there, I didn't put the caboose on that we had last time. Yeah, so generally, so the reason you didn't hear the microphone stuff early, sorry, the train sounds earlier is that I have noise suppression set up because I've got fans and I've got other stuff running, and it basically just kills all that background noise. Yeah, so respect is earned, not giving. Do you have the engine that you got on the Train Freak stream running? Yes. This Loco right now coming through, that is the Locomotive that I got from Jason's. And the car that's being pulled by the GG1 is the Sidetrack Sunday car that I also got in that package. And I just almost knocked the camera over. That was fun. Passenger cars at any scale are temperamental. Yeah, so my experience has been like I can't get the passenger trains to run. It could be some of the couplers too. I didn't try swapping it, but it was like the same car in the same position in the consist I was running kept coming off every time it went around the super elevated corner. Yeah. I know, Train Freak. I'm getting so excited. I'm getting all these cars set up. All right, so now we're going to start diving into... I've got... Hey, Dale, highballing hogger. Hello, Ian from Lehigh River Subdivision. Heath, you're running 15 freight cars right now. Oh, awesome. So these are all... This is another bin of... They're box cars. There's some hoppers. There's some other things in here. I'm going to start throwing these on the back of the 1943 now. So should I throw another 5 on? Do you think I'm getting close to string lining issues? Or should I just... should I do one at a time? So some of these cards that I'm going to throw... Johnny Dawson says throw another 5 on. Respect is earned, not given says throw them on. Yeah, is Shannon still around? I want to know where the back on track car is, when I'm going to get to see it. Yeah, so Scott, the trucks in they're all Microtrains passenger cars that I was running. So... I don't know. So some of the next cars I'm going to put on, this is a Katy anniversary car. It says from Z to G model railroading, choose KD. So this was for some train show at some point. They, they did advertising. Andy, thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Have a good meal, and we'll see you next time. All right, so that's 2. So I'm gonna throw. I'll throw 5 on. What I'm wondering though is I've got these 2 boxcars, and you can see the one on the bottom is a lot longer. And I'm wondering if I put the one on the bottom, because it's different, if it's going to cause a problem. Alright, so there's 3, there's 4. Oh! I'm not going to be able to connect that one. On a flat surface, that locomotive could probably pull 30 plus. Yeah, that's, you know, imagine, and should be good. Respect is earned, not given. Ooh, I like that bottom one. Yeah, that bottom one is actually a, it's another Microtrains line advertising car. It's their 45th year anniversary car. Let me see. So I don't know if you can tell, but on the right side there, it actually says 45 years. All right, so there's 4. So here's the 5th. So this should take me up to 20 when I put this last car on. Jason, did you ever get that happy birthday car you've been wanting? No, I didn't, but Shannon bought it. Yeah, I sent the link over to Shannon, and Shannon grabbed it. That's the 50th anniversary car, and you can see inside of it, it's actually got one of the Magnamatic couplers from Microtrains. Frank says, stop following me. Who's following you, Frank? Oh, Scott. Yeah, you two seem to have a thing. I don't know. Michael McCarville, swap out the problematic coupler on the body or truck. See if that problem follows the coupler. Yeah, I need to do that. Lehigh River Subdivision. I just realized I wasn't on a live part. Geez, I hate YouTube. Yeah, I found lately I have to keep checking that I'm actually live, and if I'm not, I have to go and hit the button. So, John, Schuylkill River Valley, welcome. As you'll see in a second, maybe the 1943 is on the track. Thank you so much. Yeah, where's Ray? Is Ray actually working? Come on. I'm getting the next 5 cars lined up. I think I'll let this go around 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll let this go around one more time, and then maybe I'll throw another 5 cars on, and we'll see how it goes. Now we have Scott and Frank fighting over who was here first. Hey, GFW Trains, what's happening? Is that George or Wally? Is George not doing his schoolwork, or is Wally not doing his work? Hey, Mark from Donegal Dad. GFW, don't worry, I don't think anybody that works this where you work is likely to be on this stream. All right, so what did I say I had? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so there's 20 out there now. Here's the 5th there. Let's put the caboose away. 20 freight. Yeah, Johnny Dawson, 20 freights running now. Yep, that's what I think as well. So I'll stop this once it goes around again. Ian, it's so interesting. I've been out of work since March myself. And yeah, it's going to be wild going back to work. I will say that. There we go, 1943. GG1 coming the other way with the Sidetrack Sunday car. Yeah, yeah. It's already kind of chasing its tail. I'm about halfway around right now. So, in theory, if I had them, which I don't think I do, yeah. John, you going back to work, Heath? Not yet. John, Schuylkill River Valley. I'm in the talks with some people about doing some commission-based stuff, but as of right now, I'm not. Respect is earned, not given. I don't know if I'll be able to do the Friday morning streams or not, but I will definitely still do the Sunday night Sidetrack Sunday streams. It all depends. My new job, or I should say, the people that I'm talking to about working with, the job would be remote, so I would be able to work from home. So I would have some control over my time. But, I've also found when working from home, sometimes your time doesn't always work out. So Scott, I saw your question. I don't want to talk about it too much yet because it's a new startup. So I don't know exactly where it's gonna head. But yeah, I'll let people know when it happens. I think it's really neat with the sound locomotive that it knows like it stops, so it knows to idle, and then when it starts, it knows to start. Daniel Banks, what kind of work do I do? I was a project manager for a while, but way back, I started working in theater. So all the companies that I've worked for have been kind of theatrically based. So I was a project manager for an architectural lighting design firm where we did sort of very elaborate lighting. Then I worked for an LED manufacturer installing LED displays. And then my last thing was I was working for an audiovisual company doing large-scale events. Yeah. Mark Donegal Dad, working from home is great, really cuts down on the commute. Yes, it does. My last couple jobs have all been work from home, and then I would travel to job sites, which is good. It's also interesting. Yeah. All right, so before we get started, anyone want to guess how this is going to work out? Yeah, GFW. I can talk about it, but we should definitely do a screen share to go through it because it's kind of complicated. But basically, what's happening right now is I've got this microphone, but it's actually off. I'm not using this one. I'm using a shotgun microphone, which is right here underneath the camera. But I have a audio interface to my right, and that brings everything into the computer. And then I've got some stuff, some stuff making it all happen. We should definitely do a live stream. The shotgun mic works well, except for when I turn around, because now you can't really hear me talking. So that's the problem in like your space where you guys are facing the other way a lot. Yeah. Donegal Dad, same for me, Heath. I do a lot of IT project management work. Yeah. Schuylkill River Valley, what audio interface do you use, Heath? So I got a Zoom H4n many years ago. So when I started doing the YouTube stuff, I stuck with a Zoom and I got a Zoom H6. Part of why I got the H series, which is actually a portable recorder, is so that when I do rail fanning, I could go out with, with the recorder, take it with me and get good audio. So I could take my shotgun mic and the recorder out and do rail fanning. So Michael, the reason the ground is black is because that's the color paint that I had a lot of, and I haven't done any scenery yet on a lot of the modules. But yeah, what I'm starting to recommend for people though, just going back to audio for a second, I'm thinking lavaliers, especially for, like I've been talking to Cross Anchors Railroad and then GFW trains, people that have two different people that are on the stream a lot, you can balance the sound better if you have lavaliers. So like George talks a little quieter than Wally talks, so you can mic George and have that mic up a little louder, and then you could take Wally's mic and turn it way down, and then they'll sound very balanced. All right, so it looks like, so I was running it at 15%. So I just upped it to 18. Ray showed up. Woohoo! STS crew. So Ray, I'm running the GG1 pulling the STS car on the outside track, and then on the inside track, I'm running the 1943 pulling all the freight. So yeah, pretty awesome. Yeah, Andy, it's pretty cool that it can pull all those cars, 25 without any DPU or anything. Yeah, Scott, you see it hesitating right here? It just stopped right here, actually. It doesn't quite have enough weight to get around this corner. So to get it running again, all I'm doing, Jason, I got that STS car in exactly the right position. Oh, interesting. Maybe it's a low spot. Yeah, because all I'm doing to get it to keep going is I'm pushing down on the locomotive. I'm not pushing it forward. I wonder if that's not uphill on that side. Hey, Dwight Curley, how you doing? Because once it gets up that side, it actually seems to do pretty well. Ray, look closely, Ray. That's not backwards. It's got exactly the right logo showing. Yeah, so my big problem with this layout is that it's on these tables, and the tables aren't the same height and everything, so I tried to get it as level as possible, but... So the other thing I'm curious about that I'm guessing somebody here will know is the throttle's going in 3% jumps, which means I'm guessing it's on 28 speed steps. But I wonder if the locomotive's on 28 speed steps as well, or... Yeah, I'm not sure. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25... Yeah, I mean, so the other thing I'm doing, and Ian, Lehigh River Subdivision, I'd be curious, what speed are you running them at? Because, like, I just went up to, I was at 15%. Now I'm at 31%. So now it's fine going through, but, yeah. Scott Eric Catalano, what is too small? I do not know what you're referencing. Oh, too many curves and layouts. Yes. Yeah, it's kind of the disadvantage of my situation is, there's not a lot I can do as far as size goes. Unfortunately, it's a little bit, it is what it is. So... Should I add some more cars and just keep running it faster, which is allowing me to get around the corners? Or should I just throw a caboose on it and just let it run for a little bit? Oh, Ian, interesting. You have, you're running DC still. Respect is earned, not given. They're doing construction outside, so that squealing that you heard was the construction. I guess the other thing I could do is I could put a caboose on the 1943 consist and start adding freight cars to the GG1, and we can see how many freight cars we can get on the GG1. Maybe that's what I should do, is just add the... Let me do that. I'm going to add a caboose to this, and then I'll start adding some freight cars to the other guy. Oh, crazy. Nice. A new webcam. Oh, good. Joelle's got a new webcam. Scott says go for the gold. Hey, Randall. What's going on? Randall Ellison just joined us. Yeah, so I'm about 3/4 of the way around with one locomotive, so... Scott Eric Catalano, yes, New York City does always have construction. We are always growing and changing and, moving forward. The train freak, UP 1943 never had a caboose on the back. I know, but these box cars are all older box cars, so... Alright, let's see if it's gonna... Yeah, it's definitely, it's downhill on this side, and then it's uphill on the other side. Thank you, Crazy. Yes, it's my railroad. I'm going to run what I want. Wrong caboose at that. You need a UP caboose. You see, in my world, the 1943 made it over to the East Coast, and that's why it's pulling a lot of these New York Central East Coast boxcars. So it's the UP that's in the wrong spot, not the caboose that's in the wrong spot. All right, so I'm gonna start adding some cars to the other one. Let's see what I have. All right, so I got 3 cars here. Can I just put the caboose in the middle? Michael McCarville, 1943 was hijacked, run through nothing but greens, and now is stuck in a look in New York City. Absolutely. Absolutely. Andy Ambrose, could you put an EOTD? I'm assuming he's talking about a Fred on the older box cars in real life. Oh, that's a good question. Randall, hey Heath, I'm getting ready to head up to the display in West Plains today, going to film something, and then got set up that you'd really like. Yeah, I want to see that set up. I think that'd be pretty awesome. CAMP, in his world, NS owns that loco. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Hey, Conica Valley T-Trak. Whatever gets the freight to the customer. See, that's my thing. In my world, you know, it's all good. It's all good. Trying to decide what I want to put on next. Let's see that caboose. Let's see that. So on the back of the GG1 now, there are going to end up being some hoppers and stuff because I'm running out of boxcars. So that is about to happen. Scott, wouldn't that be pretty awesome if I could get swept into a vortex? I actually think that'd be kind of cool. So Jason the Train Freak, you were asking if I had any CNJ boxcars. If you look once this train goes by, you'll notice the Atlas car in the back is a CNJ. The only thing with that is it's got horn hook couplers on it, so I have to convert them before I can run it on here. Getting these lashed up around a corner is not the easiest thing. So the only flat cars I have, Scott Eric Catalano, is the only flat cars I have are circus flat cars. I don't have any like New York Central or whatever flat cars. But I do have some hoppers and I do have some tank cars that all have micro trains couplers on them. So, yeah. So crazy. Your caboose is going to end up touching your engine. It's actually not. I'm putting these box cars on the other track right now. 1, 2, 3. And I got 2 Peacemaker cars I'm going to put on. Yeah, Scott, right now I'm trying to keep them all basically the same, which is why I'm basically just throwing all these box cars on. Come on, out of the way. Come on. Actually, I think that could have been the problem I was having with the passenger cars. Is I think I had one of the heavier ones in the back, and I think that could have been what was messing it up. Bernard C., thanks for coming. Really appreciate that. Uh-oh. I really like the Peacemaker cars also. I've got the 2 of those, and I've got the I've got the 2 box cars, and I've got that caboose that I really like in the Peacemaker. The STS car is off the track. It fixed itself. I do not have the PRR merchandise car. I'm not actually even sure which car you're talking about. But yeah. I've got the Peacemaker cars. I'm actually getting some of those main box cars too. I heard you can pretty much run them anywhere. So... Pacemaker. Yes, Pacemaker. I say Peacemaker, and I think it's because I've been buying some of the Friendship series cars, and for some reason I think Friendship and Peacemaker. But, Michael, you're right. It is Pacemaker, not Peacemaker. Hey, Rachel from Mini Wististon Junction. I don't know why Wististon's so hard for me to say, but... Yeah, no, then I definitely don't have it, Ian. Alright, so here are hoppers. Hopper. There's hoppers. Here's more box cars. I think these all have microtrans couplers. Ian, here's a set you might like. I'll throw that on. I'll actually throw this on right behind the... I'll throw this on right behind the Pacemaker cars. Which New York City caboose do you like, Andy? So I actually really like this Reading set. What they did is they took 2 box cars, one that's Reading in green and one that's brown, and they swapped one of the doors. I should probably stop it first. So I like that they took the D from the one car and moved it back to the other one. Hey, Anthony Dodge, welcome. Hey, the Train Freak, thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Love the engine. So glad you were a part of it, and I'll see you soon. Yeah, it's a pretty nice one, Andy. Hello! Hello, little train inspector. Hi. Do you want your pillow? You gotta back up. Sorry, I have to take care of the train inspector really quick. Go ahead. Lie down. Lie down. Go ahead. Okay, what'd I miss? Rachel, I'm just putting lighting into 156. Is that one of your locomotives or one of your passenger type cars? So I don't know if this is based. Does anyone know, is that PS1 car, it says PS1 Pullman on it, is that based on something? Ah, passenger DMU, got it. So Ian, in HO scale, Lehigh River Subdivision, Ian. Michael McCarville, PS1's a standard design. All right, cool. See you in a little bit, Randall. Lehigh River Subdivision. In HO scale, I have an old Athearn Blue Box set of Lehigh Valley passenger cars. But I don't really have any in N scale. Let's see, how can I do this? So I'm taking 4 cars off of the 1943, and I'm going to put the 4 cars on the GG1. Alright, so let's get the 1943 going first. Hopefully, so with 4 cars off the 1943, I'm hoping it's going to run a little bit better. I'm not sure. Reefer. So where's the oh, it's here. It's here. So these 4. So I'm trying to keep the boxes organized a little bit so that I can get them back somewhat into the same boxes. Okay. So now I'm going to back up the 1943 the GG1. Oh! I'm having trouble with the coupler on the GG1. So I'm going to run the GG1 backwards right now to see if it's got a better coupler on the back. Which it does not seem to. Yeah, it looks like I may need to swap those couplers on the GG1. They're kind of, they don't seem to lock in quite so well, but, yeah, so let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. So we got 22 cars on the 1943, and I've got 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 cars on the GG1. Hey, Leslie, welcome. Hey, Joe Rader, welcome. Hey, Tommy Freds, you did make it, exactly. Scott Air Catalano, YouTube's getting too big for their britches. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. So yeah, it looks like the 1943 is running a lot better with 4 less cars. So 5, 10, 15, so 22. 22 seems to be a pretty good number though. So, and Leslie, what does that mean? Is Heath just finding that the GG1 has Kato couplings? Are you saying that I should be swapping them out? Hey, SoCal Scale Models, welcome. Are Kato known for having bad couplers? I would have thought they would have had pretty awesome couplers. Oh, boy, that stopped a lot quicker than I thought. Okay. Do I put the tank cars? I have 2 tank cars. Do I put them in front of the hoppers, or do I put the hoppers on first? Tommy Fred, so why are they slowing down around the station a couple weeks ago? I don't know the answer. I have no idea why. Hey, K-Flan. Tommy, I don't know why. These are both Kato locomotives, and the locomotives that were having problems were BLI. I don't know if that makes a difference. Oh, interesting, Leslie. So Kato couplings are a different profile to MTL couplers. They couple to other Katos, but are 50-50 with MTLs. Yeah, they're failing pretty bad with the MTLs right now. So, all right. I'm going to put the tank cars in front of the hoppers, figuring that if anything comes off the back of the hoppers, we don't want it hitting the tank cars. Yeah, Scott Air Catalano, but define standard couplers. Is the Kato a standard coupler? Is the Microtrains a standard coupler? Is the Rapido a standard coupler? Steve Childers, KDs. Do they not use KDs for N scale? Yes. So KD and Microtrains were brothers. They split up. So they have the same couplers, but it's 2 separate companies. So yes, it's a similar coupler. Somerset Andy, how you doing? No, use KDs on everything or MTL on everything. Yeah, well, so right now I have MTL on everything except for the Kato locomotives. All right, Leslie says, Steve C, they are Microtrains in N frame. Yeah. When the brothers split up. Yes, one took KD, one took... Yes. Yes, they did. Probably should have put that one box car in front of the tank car, but you know. John, Schuylkill River Valley, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, it's so great, you know, getting all this stuff lashed up. It's been really awesome. So, the Athearn McHenry look awesome, work like crap in N-scale. Yeah, I know. Leslie Gilpin, if my loco and passenger cars are only ever going to be together, then I don't bother, but must change the couplers on the freight locos. Yeah. The Kato, so both of those locomotives out there are Katos, the 1943 and the GG1. The 1943 lashes up no problem. The GG1 doesn't. I'm guessing it's because it's an older Kato coupler, maybe? Leslie. See you later, Mark. Donegal Dad. Leslie Gilpin. Kato couplers can be devils just to couple together, and they have a weird uncoupling method that you discover when a loco hits a dirt spot. Yeah, that's what happened to me. Is I backed up the GG1, and when I went forward again, it just sort of wasn't there anymore. All right, so I got 5 hoppers. Alright, so I'm going to put these 5 hoppers on. And then I've got a caboose because I like cabooses. And I don't care if it's not prototypical. Tommy Freds, I actually have a Smokey the Bear N-scale box. If I can find it, you can have it. Oh, well, I found that it's a Z. I am looking at actually getting some micro trains in Z scale so that I can run them together. I want to do like a little Z scale in the background kind of thing. So this is Microtrain's 10-year car. I should actually put this guy on first. All right, so this is a roundhouse locomotive, the one that I was just trying to put on, and it seems that the couplers don't match at all with the microtrains. So I am going to have to swap couplers on that guy before I can run it. But it's kind of a neat little locomotive, or not a neat locomotive. It's kind of a neat little hopper car. Oh, Jason the Train Freak. I don't think he's here anymore. But these, the hoppers I'm about to put on, these two are actually CNJ hoppers also. The hoppers are so light, I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time getting them on. Yeah, Leslie, I heard the reason you find the Rapido couplers on a lot of stuff is apparently they're not licensed. Or were not. I don't know if they are now. And let's throw this pacemaker caboose on the back, and that's pretty much all the freight that I have that's not circus freight. Well, there we go, folks. Yeah, I do need to get some loads for those hoppers. It's the first time they've been, running on anything, so. So let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 23 on the GG1. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 22 on the 1943 and 23 on the GG1. Yeah, that hopper is pretty darn cool. I gotta see though, it did not want to connect up for whatever reason. Leslie, it's a cool covered hopper. Yeah, it really is. I don't know why it's not focusing. Yeah, it might be time. It might be time to upgrade to a better camera. Yes, Somerset Andy, I'm DCC. I'm using a Digitrax throttle connecting to a Digikai's DR5000. So I'm using things from multiple different manufacturers, basically. But yes, I am. I'm a DCC guy. So now I guess I wonder if I lashed up. Tommy Fred Train says, you can sell me your old one. I'm not sure which old what. K-Flan, the Rail Fan. That's a nice setup. First time seeing your layout. Oh, fantastic. Oh, welcome then. Yeah, so you probably can't see it as well from here, but basically it's 8 T-Trak modules that I have sitting on 2 foot by 4 foot folding tables. So the girlfriend goes off to work. I set up the modules, set it all up on folding tables, and run some trains. And it's all got every module is its own separate block, and each track on each module is its own separate block. So there's 16 blocks. It's good. Tommy, it depends what you want to do with them. The cameras are actually really good cameras. It's just the way I'm taking them into the computer is not as great. But just Nate, HON3 East Broad Top Railroad. How you doing, Nate? So, Yeah, K-Flan, I live, I don't, for people that don't know, you may not be the only one, but I live in New York City, one bedroom apartment with my girlfriend. So you can kind of see, I guess if you look at this image, you can see like right behind me is the couch. Like that's our living room right there. So I basically have the train, this is that other camera is actually right here. So the setup is basically my living room, and I take it over, and then I've got a sit stand desk, so all of the modules go under the sit stand desk, and that's how everything gets stored. So should I let them run, or should I start taking them down? I just realized 11:30. I've been on an hour and a half already. I was thinking I'd only do an hour. Yeah, I'm probably going to get off in a half hour. I'll get off at 1:30. What do you want to see? Should I start pulling them apart? Should I do the hokey pokey? Turn myself around? Yeah, K-Flan, it's very... So, I got back into model trains in 2019. The girlfriend wanted a little Christmas tree, and I said, can I put a train around it? And so that was December of 2019, and it's turned into this. Originally, I was trying to figure out every which way up and down that I can to have a permanent layout, and I couldn't figure out a way to make it happen. We just don't have a lot of space. And I found the N-Trak Club, the Brooklyn N-Trak Club up in Brooklyn. Up at Amherst. I was at the Amherst train show, found the Brooklyn N-Trak Club, and went to one of their meetings, and at their meetings they set up these T-Trak modules. And I was kind of like, well, that's... I think that's what I have to do, is I think I have to do T-Trak modules. So yeah, so the one you see in the front is the one that I do. It's the one I did first, the one I made first. And after I made that first one, I really just wanted to run trains. So I got enough that I can create a loop, and I wanted to run longer trains, right? I didn't just want to run 3 cars. So that's why it's actually a straight, a curve, a straight, a curve, a straight, a curve, so to give me a little bit more space. Who did I see? Somebody just asked me how long it takes to set up. So it probably takes me, not including putting the trains actually on it, it probably takes me about 20 to 30 minutes maybe to set up. My control box actually just sits just to the left of me here, and it stays there. So I use these Anderson power pole connectors for everything. So basically, I just plop a module down and plug it in, and then move on to the next module, plop it down, plug it in. Scott, it's all her fault, but I can't tell her that. I definitely can't tell her that. Respect is earned, not given. You have been nominated as tribute for the next Hunger Games. So that's what you've missed. My voice is in stereo now. Was it not in stereo before? So yeah, it probably takes me 20, 25 minutes to set up, but that's more just like because I got to pull them out from underneath and set the tables up. Probably takes me about... Oh, and the GG1 got stopped. And it probably takes about 15, 20 minutes to put it all away. Now that I have the modules level, I don't have to level the modules each time, so that definitely saves me time. So Leslie, there's currently 23 cars behind the GG1, and there's 22 cars behind the 1943. And the GG1 is derailed. So they're both running at 21% right now. No, it was monotone. That's just my voice. Oh, that's interesting. So that must have been when I had the sound for the other thing. So according to YouTube, I just went down to 0 concurrent viewers in the last split second. I don't know what's going on with this YouTube thing right now. It is not happy. Oh, looks like I did take a big drop. I went from 28 to 19, almost. According to my YouTube analytics, it went from 28 to 19. Yeah, I don't... So I'm running the GG1 on the outside track. Yeah, we ghosted for a minute. Oh, very interesting. Yeah, it just dropped out again. Just went down to 0 again. I'm wondering if... I don't know if people can see me or not see me anymore. YouTube may be telling me that I have been on too long, and it's time for me to get off. So I'm running the GG1 on the outside track because I feel like it's... I feel like the inside track's just a little bit too tight to run the GG1. I'm building to T-Trak standards, which is why the corners are what the corners are. Alright, well, I'm glad you guys are seeing 29. Oh, there we go. Now I'm back up to 28. It is going up and down. Chasco, thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. Hey Chasco, you want a module cam? This is about the best module cam you're gonna get that I know of. Crazy Joe, you need to get a GP38-2. Yeah, I seem to have mostly F units or the FD70 Aces, SD70 Aces. I don't really know why, but that seems to be what I have. All right, so I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start pulling the boxcars off, one at a time. I'll probably start with the 1943 just because I've been running that one pretty hard for a while. So yeah, I'm gonna start just pulling a couple of those off as I go, and we'll see where we get from there. So now the key is, if I've done this right, I've got all the boxes set up in a way that when I take... See you later, Rachel. Thank you for coming. Really appreciate it. So if I take them all off in the right order, I should have all of these boxes in the right order, and they should all just work. Almar, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, Al. It is afternoon, isn't it? Look at that. Oh, that's the wrong one. YouTube will stream for 6 hours before you got problems, or is that Facebook can't remember for sure? Yeah, I have no idea. I've done, I think, a 4.5 hour stream before, and it kind of, you know, it was what it was. All right, there we go. So I'm just curious, do people that keep their train cars in the boxes and or people that don't keep the train cars in their boxes, do you try and remember which car goes in which box? Like, I've been trying to put them back in the correct boxes, but I don't know if, as Andy said, am I just being OCD, or do other people do that as well? I feel like if I ever wanted to sell any of them, it would help if they were in the correct box. So that's kind of why I put them back in the case. If I had storage tracks, I might do it differently. Yeah, respect is earned, not given. I saw that they're planning on doing a 24-hour stream. I thought that would be... Yeah, that's going to be interesting. The claw. So Tommy Freds, yes, back in the box, correct one. Leslie, try and put him back in the correct box. Nate, correct box. Yeah, respect is earned, not given. No, it belongs in the correct box. It's their home. See, I kind of agree. The GG1's off the track again. I'm not sure exactly where it's coming off the track, so I'm not paying close enough attention, but I notice it at the same spot every time. I admit I may be a little OCD. Yeah, Nate, I have definitely been accused of being OCD, but I also think that's why I'm a project manager, because that's kind of the role of the project manager is to be OCD. I feel like I hear something off the track behind me. Andy Emerald, most of my stuff is in trays, but yes, the correct box. I was laughing about having the boxes in the right order. Well, so I put the boxes in the right order because I'd never be able to get them back in. See, it's off the track again. Same spot. GG1's off the track. So the GG1 is coming off the track about a module before I'm noticing it. Yeah, Leslie, that's funny you say that about correct drawers. You know, This drawer is labeled freight. I've got all they're all in little drawers like this. Yeah. I'm going to guess most model railroaders that do prototypical stuff are probably a little OCD. Somerset Andy, thank you for coming. Really appreciate it. I will see you again next time. Oh. Yeah, Tommy, being a project manager, I always say that, like, people always say, what's your advice? Oh, hey, Barnabas, how you doing? I saw the locomotive come off the track as it passed the end of the platform. Oh, interesting. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Tommy, yeah. So my advice for anybody that says what should I do, like what classes should I take or whatever to be a project manager, I always tell people that you have to learn to love just being in chaos and having everybody come to you as if you can solve all of their chaotic problems. And I sort of think that's what a project manager is in a lot of cases, is just managing chaos. Heath, see Barnabas' comment. I just saw that he said that. It's derailing at the platform end right in front of the camera. One thing that I've found with the T-Trak modules is if one module isn't perfectly lined up to the next module. Oh, yeah, I see it. I just saw it dip. If the modules aren't exactly lined up and leveled, it has problems. I've had trip pins, run into each other and all kinds of stuff. Jason, how things going? We could do with you working for us, Heath. Yeah? Can I work from home? Or do I have to travel to UK? Yeah, Scott, a project manager is kind of a firefighter, but I also sort of feel like part of being a project manager is just sort of like when chaos is happening, you just kind of have to be there and tell everybody that it's going to be okay, and to just then like point people to the one task. Because I feel like, hey, K-Flan, thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate it. I feel like what happens a lot of times with people on projects is they get overwhelmed by the number of tasks that they have to complete. And I think that if you can kind of just point them to one task and help them do a task at a time, that's a lot of it. That I don't actually have to personally solve the problems. I have to help guide people to solving the problems. But Barnabas, when are you going back on radio, and will we be able to hear it here in the U.S., or is it just local? Yeah, I haven't actually looked it up, but I'm kind of thinking that this GG1 probably wants to be on wider radius curves. So, Jason, you'll definitely have to tell us when that comes out then. That's really cool. I was thinking for a little while it was going to be local, but that's pretty awesome that it's going to be online. Yeah, Scott, being a babysitter, babysitting humans. It's a lot of huge part of the job is babysitting adults. And that's what I didn't want to do. I just knocked one of the train cars off. And I need to change the timeout on this. We've had a crash. I got a little bit of a derailment going on the other side over there, so I need to, yeah, Tommy, I heard something too. So what happened was I was taking the cars off and I hit I hit the other train car, and then it hit the other train car, and then everything fell apart from there. Yeah, see, that's one of the advantages of having the camera being tight in, is that everyone else doesn't see when there's a huge crash. And we're back. And YouTube shows nobody's watching it again. Yeah, literally I knocked the one car off while I was doing it, and then I just I hit the one with my hand, and then it dragged the other box car into the other one, and then pulled the other one off, and all kinds of nonsense. Well, I think I'm actually gonna. Yeah, you all left. Keith, thanks. I think I'm actually gonna wrap it up here. I'm gonna close it out. I really oh, hey Dave P, welcome. I'm just saying goodbye. I got I got a lot of stuff running today, which was really great. Got that 1943 running. Got the GG1 running, pulling a lot of freight cars. 23 on the GG1 at the end, 24 on the 1943. So yeah, it's been good. Yeah, the NTSB will be here soon. It is true, the more people watching, the more likely there will be a crash. But yeah, I got to get wrapping up anyway. Got to take the dog out at some point, and then I got to put all this stuff away. CAMP, are you Keith on Facebook, or are you CAMP on Facebook? Yeah, Tommy, Discord or even my email is in the about on my YouTube channel, so you could always hit me up there as well. But yeah, thanks so much. I'm just going to run my sponsors and my supporters real quick here at the end. Just, thank you everybody so much. Really appreciate it. Hope everyone has a great Friday and a great weekend. I'll probably see some of you tonight and in other places. So, yeah, have a great day, everybody, and stay safe.